Hey, what's going on, everybody? Byron Johnson here, also known as QM2 Johnson. I'm in the Navy, actually. Yeah, so just decided to make this video. This is my second video, number 2. Just wanted to kind of share some more information about myself, exactly why I joined the military, why I chose the Navy, and how I got to where I'm at today. I think a lot of people can really vibe to, especially join the military, just like the life-changing decisions. To be honest, I actually despised the military back in high school. Back when Bush was in presidency, like all I would hear was finding weapons of mass destruction, and all I would hear in the news was just huge body count casualties and fallen soldiers dying in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's pretty sad, you know. Being a civilian, I really understand the mechanics, the whole politics, and just how things go out there. But yeah, it didn't seem like any weapons of mass destruction were found, at least to my knowledge back then. So I decided to choose the different route. I decided to go to college. One day I was like, man, what could I do for the rest of my life and be happy with? And it was art. So I tried out art, and I enjoyed it. I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta. It was pretty cool for about a good 3 years. But just things didn't work out. I got just mentally drained, just stressed out. You know, I had a lot of things going on in my life back then, and I decided to take some time off. You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get back from everything, take some time off, get back into it. At the time, my mom wanted me to get at the house and get a full-time job, so going to art school full-time and working full-time is nearly impossible. So I did that, and I got a full-time job at a company called Transflow. And just things weren't, you know, the money was amazing, you know, working full-time, overtime. However, it was really tough to get back into college, and I was working that job for about a good year and a half, and then I got fired, unfortunately. And then after that, it was just job after job, just getting fired. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna work on being a motivational speaker. That was pretty cool. I started going to Toastmasters every Thursday. I met a lot of awesome, cool people, and we would just hone our skills and sharpen them down on just giving motivational speeches and stuff like that, speeches. And I would travel around different places. I would give speeches. I had my own radio show, which I'm going to get back into as well. And I had a job then, also on the side. Lost that job, and I don't know if you all are, you know, spiritual, religious, whatever, but I believe in God, and I just kind of felt as if God was just taking things away. I kind of really didn't understand until a while later. I was just like, man, I'm just trying so hard to really make a name for myself, to be an entrepreneur, you know, and things weren't working out. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Dale Carnegie, a lot of big motivational speakers and good leaders, and I saw myself in that light, and I wanted to do the same exact thing. So yeah, I hit rock bottom, actually. If it wasn't for a good friend of mine, I really would have practically been homeless. You know, I refused to go back home to live with my mom. I was like, you know, I'm a grown man, I'm gonna do this thing by myself. So I did everything I could. I was mowing grass. I was collecting food stamps. Actually, I was working at a gas station. I was that weird person, you know, when you go buy a drink and it starts rattling in the back, and you're like, who is back there? What is going on? Yeah, I was that guy. I was stocking drinks. From 10 o'clock, I was making $10 an hour for like 3 hours. I went vegan, so that was pretty interesting. My groceries weren't that expensive. I was like waking up and eating like scrambled eggs and like sauteed spinach. That was pretty interesting. I'll dive into that on another video, another adventure. So yeah, I was doing all this stuff and just grinding. I made my own business cards from Vistaprint.com, a good website to you know, get into making business cards and stuff like that. And I kept running into people that were asking me, have I ever considered joining the military? And I was like, you know what? It's wouldn't be, I don't know, I'll think about it. So then my mom actually asked me, she was like, you ever consider joining the military? And I was like, you know what? I'll actually consider it, because at this point I have nothing to lose. back in 2011, like 10, 11, like the economy was like, ooh, back in Atlanta, Georgia, the economy was pretty bad. So things were really tight. I had, like, I don't know if I mentioned, but I lost my car. My car got messed up. I was riding a bike, doing what I could. No gas, right? So I was doing that, and so one day I just like really just sat down and I wrote all the pros, all the cons to join the military. Like for my pros, it was travel, world travel. I've always wanted to travel the world. I've always wanted to live in Japan, hence the one-piece shirt, right? I wanted camaraderie. I used to wrestle in high school. High school wrestling, amazing, one of the best times of my life. I wanted that camaraderie again. So that was one pro, camaraderie, to meet new people and just the discipline. So that's really two. Military is known for instilling discipline. And then three was to meet people around the world. I've met so many people around the world, different cultures, different areas. It's amazing. It's different lifestyles. I don't know if I mentioned world travel. Just traveling the world, so that's number 4. And I wanted a steady paycheck. The military, you get paid twice a month. Always. You can be on leave, you can be sick, but that paycheck is going to come first and the 15th. Actually, I have Navy Federal a little bit earlier. But yeah, so that was another thing. It was a series of other things. I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to get out of that small area, Snellville, Georgia, where I grew up at, a good part of my life, and I just wanted to do something different. And it was a fear of mine also that I wanted to conquer too, where complacency comes kind of like a fear as well. So I wanted to get over those things. I just felt like I wanted to accomplish something in my life and start over new. I was, at the time I was 27. At first I had looked into the Air Force. My dad was like, join the Navy, you can travel the world by sea and by the ocean. I was like, yeah, that's cool. But he was at the Air Force, is the main branch that's known to take really good care of you. And then my buddy made me swear to him that I was going to join the Army because he was just like, was on the front lines, infantryman. He's seen some things happen. But one of my best friends is an infantryman, or at least was, and he's made it. Really blessed guy. In the Marines, that was just really didn't touch well with me. So I was like, that's for other people. I'm not knocking it, but so the Air Force never returned my calls. The Navy was up. It was tough for the Navy because I was contacting them for like 2 weeks, and I really wasn't hearing anything from them. But I was adamant, and they returned my call. Took the ASVAB. Did that, and I also I did a lot of research. Well, yeah. So here's one of the things I wanted to talk about myself, but I also wanted to bring up some points for you new people that decide to join the military, no matter what branch it is. A couple of things I wanted to kind of touch basis on is number 1, always do your research, no matter what branch it is, no matter what field it is. So check out different websites online. See the different, in the Navy we call them rates, your different jobs. Read the description, see what they have to offer. I went to Yahoo Answers. I would talk to people about the military and their rates and what they did, what they entailed. One of the biggest things was liberty. Liberty is a big thing in the military. And what time you get off, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that we work hard for in the military. So yeah, I asked my recruiter, I was like, hey, which rate gets off the earliest? He was like, the QM's and the OS's. Those are 2 rates that came in his mind. And then after that, I was like, okay. And I did a lot of research. I was like quartermasters. And some of the descriptions was that they work with electronics. They work out in the open, so it's a mixture of like working inside and working out in the ocean. And I love nature. I love just the breeze, the trees, the wind. I love it all. So and they said you can see marine life, so dolphins, whales, jellyfish, sharks, things of that nature. So All the other descriptions after I did my ASVAB, I had about a good 13 to 18 choices. I had YN, PS, MA, I believe I might have had HM. I had RP, I had FC, DC, CS, OS, QM, and I'll go into those in another video of mine. I'll actually have a detailed description, but definitely we have a saying, you choose your rate, you choose your fate. So you definitely want to do your research, take your time and figure out exactly what it is, what you want to do. Hey, am I good with my hands? Am I good with people? Am I good with computers, technical, things of that nature? Those all fall into place. What else? In the back to the pros and the cons. The con was that I would leave my family, I would leave the nest, I would leave my friends. But at that point in my life, all my friends were married, having kids and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. Getting out of my comfort zone, that was another thing. Not knowing what the future may hold, I can go out there and freaking die. I don't know. And so that was, another thing. So those are a couple of the cons that I had. So I don't want to get too far in this video, but in my next video, I'll kind of touch more about the pros and cons and different things that you want to look into before making your choice in the military. Because what I found was I did research on YouTube, and there weren't really a lot of videos that kind of help steer people in the right direction on what the choices that what they want to make in life. Because joining the military is a pretty big decision, and a lot of people that I met just kind of like, they didn't really think that much about it. They just, hey, I'm gonna join, and they went in, they took a rate, you know what I'm saying? Now they're looking like Boo Boo the Fool, like I hate my job, and I'm like, yeah, you should have probably did your research, but that's why I'm doing this video. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. So that's about it. As you see, the quality is where it's at. I'm starting from the bottom, going to the top. So eventually I'm gonna get my funds up, save more money. I'll get a high quality camera, and stop shooting things in my bathroom, but hey, this is where I'm starting. Have a drive. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, it's all good. Subscribe slowly. I like to start building up a fan base, and we can keep this thing moving. Till next time, thank you.